I'm back for another video. My name is Josh Kastic, and today is my Toy Story 4 review. This is kind of one of the videos that I'm uploading to kind of complete what I started on my channel. For instance, I did a Toy Story 4 trailer, and so now I'm doing the review of the actual movie. So if I did a trailer for a movie and I haven't reviewed the movie itself, it's kind of weird. You would expect if I reviewed a trailer, I would review the movie, and so that's what I'm doing with this video. The last Disney movie, I think, for trailer-wise, is Dumbo, the live action, which I did a trailer for. I actually haven't even seen the movie yet, so I actually have to watch the movie to review on that, but I will get to that. Right now, it's Toy Story 4. So, Toy Story 4 is probably, in my opinion, the best of the four. I don't know what it is. I've watched Toy Story 4, or Toy Story 1 and 2, so many times, and just something just doesn't agree with me. I don't know what it is. I think they're okay. They're not bad. They're not bad in any way. They just some reason something in them just doesn't really agree with me. I don't know what it is. And I think Toy Story 3 was the worst of it. I'm not a big fan of Toy Story 3. I don't know what it is. Whatever in Toy Story 1 and 2 is just worse in Toy Story 3. And there's some other things I really just don't like about Toy Story 3. I really don't want to go over. But Toy Story 4, I think, I don't know what it is. I just really like Toy Story 4. And it was definitely a cash grab, obviously, for how Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 did. Normally, movies don't go just for, but it's also kind of the last one, I think, for sure, because of how it ends. And like I said, I really enjoyed this movie. It's also kind of sad in a way. Toy Story 3 is more sad, obviously, but because but this one is kind of sad because of a character, leaving the group, a main character, and so let's just kind of go over this movie. So, at the end of Toy Story 3, what's his name? Come on. Try to remember the guy's name. I know I should know it. Come on. Andy, there we go, Andy. I was thinking of A names. I know it's an A. I know it's on the tip of my tongue. I just couldn't figure out what it was. But Andy, he's going off to college, and so he gave all his toys to a little girl named Bonnie. Now originally he was going to take Woody with him, because it was his first kind of toy. It's kind of his life thing, and we all kind of have that. Some adults probably have it away, don't even look at it anymore, but we all have that, right? We still keep it because it's our first thing, right? And so, first toy, first thing, we don't want to get rid of it. And so, that's kind of that's what Woody was. But he saw how much Bonnie really liked Woody, and so he gave Woody up and gave it to her. And so now Bonnie, this movie is now the story of having them moving on with a new kid, Bonnie. and they are actually on. They were on this movie. They're going on a field trip, but before that, she went to school, and then our project, she created a character named Forky, but it's really weird because it's a spork, not a fork. But now, a spork is a spoon/fork. It's mostly in the shape of a spoon, except for the tip of it, like really small, is more of a fork, like edging at the top, and so that's hence why it's called a spork. The combining of a spoon and a fork. But they called it Forky. It had a, those bending things like you have in art. I forgot what they're called, but basically for hands, and then some wood stuff for kind of feet and glue and stuff like that. And the problem with Forky is that it thinks it's trash and shouldn't be alive, and it came to life, obviously. And so Woody was trying to find every reason to get thrown out because it thinks it doesn't exist and should be trash. And Woody kept trying to save it because Sporky essentially is the new toy for Bonnie that gets her joy. It's a toy that she needs right now. And that's the reason why she made Sporky, okay? As if you guys have not seen the movie. Or if you haven't seen the movie, but I'm trying to just explain it. So, that's what Sporky essentially is doing, and they go on a road trip. She brought along all her toys and Sporky, and eventually Sporky finds a way to get out of the van that they're traveling, the traveling van. He goes out the window. And Woody, before jumping out to save Sporky, because he feels like it's his goal because he's an old toy, right? He thinks that he's old-fashioned and he's not getting the love that he once had. He thinks it's Forky's turn. It's the new toys, and so he feels like it's his goal to keep the new toys together, and keep Forky with Bonnie because he knows that Sporky is the toy that Bonnie wants right now. And so he figures out where the next station, the stopping point is before jumping out. And he jumps out and tries to find Sporky, and he does. And the spot that they're going to next is a carnival place or whatever. And Woody, travels with Forky. And when they finally get there, they find a shop, a collector's kind of vintage, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not not exactly vintage, but I forgot the word I'm looking for, but something antique. There we go, antique. Kind of antique toys, and he finds a lamp in the store. And this lamp is special. If you guys have not seen any of the Toy Story films, it is the lamp that Bo Peep was a part of. And Bo Peep is technically Woody's love interest in the first and second Toy Story. And she got thrown away or disappeared. I forgot the explanation, but she was not in Toy Story 3. And so he goes in trying to if he could find Bo Peep. And he actually gets trapped by this doll who has a broken sound box, but Woody's is good. And so she's kind of the villain of this movie because she wants Woody's sound thing. And she has these weird, creepy dolls of those, like a Goosebumps monster character, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's a Goosebump Yeah, Goosebump. Yeah, I think that's pretty sure that I'm right about that. So they're the villains of the story, but Forky gets captured and Woody gets out, and Woody gets kind of thrown in the carnival, and eventually he lands in a lost toy sand. I think it's sand, or was it wood chips? I can't remember. Park where kids come and just play with them and then leave, and there he finds Bo Peep. And she likes being this toy. She likes being a free toy, just playing whenever kids come to the park. She doesn't want to be just some toy that gets passed to one owner to owner, or thrown away again. And so they realize that Woody and Bo Peep, now Bo Peep is looking different from the past movies. It's not the same. Obviously, of care and gone over time, differences. Woody and Bo Peep find that they are not on the same page anymore, not as they used to be. But the moral of the story, as them and some toys and others get to rescue Forky, if I recall correctly, he does give up his sound box for sound box thing to the girl doll, and then I think she takes it, if I recall. She actually does take it. And so she thought she would finally get love from this girl, the granddaughter of the elder lady who owns the shop. It turns out that didn't work. But I forgot what happens to her after that. But yeah, I kind of forgot what happens to her. But essentially, they were able to rescue Sporky, and Sporky goes along with everyone else, Buzz Lightyear and all those, except for Woody decides it's his time to move on, and he stays back with Bo Peep, his love interest, and that's kind of the end of the movie. That's why I feel like it's the end of Toy Story, because although Buzz Lightyear and Woody kind of equally represent Toy Story, I think Woody represents it more. And so I think him being gone means that this is the last movie, because it's kind of weird without Woody being part of the face of Toy Story. And if they make another movie, I think it's more or less just more reason that Disney just wants money, cash grab. But yeah, that, and I think it's definitely a good ending for Woody. He gets to be with his lover, and he's free. He's moved on. He already understands that he's an old toy, and he's not getting what he's not the toy he used to be. And I think it's a perfect ending to Toy Story for Woody. And I just really enjoyed this movie. Out of all the other Toy Stories, it's definitely my favorite, as I stated. I really enjoyed it. And there's nothing much else I could say about the movie. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you're new, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified for my next upload. My YouTube channel, a website link, and my Twitter is down in the description as always. And thank you. Goodbye.